If you're looking to learn guitar, check out Dave Isaac's Guitar Studio on Music Row. Whether you are a beginner or hobbyist, to professional songwriter or artist, Dave offers a unique and powerful method of instruction that teaches not just the instrument, but the whole musician. Find out more at NashvilleGuitarGuru.com. If you want to feel the wind blowing through your hair and see the great city of Nashville at the same time, check out Nashville Scooter Tours. Trekking through the downtown streets to Music Row with Nashville Scooter Tours is safe, eco-friendly, and a whole lot of fun. They use Xenon electric scooters that go 55 miles on a single charge. Find out more by calling 615-290-5563 or book your reservation today at NashvilleScooterTours.com.
Today on Emerging Artists, we have Americana and blues singer-songwriter Jenna Longmire.
Jeff Meeks and Chris Austin invite you to watch your favorite sports event at the Batter's Box at 43 Hermitage Avenue in Nashville, Tennessee. The Batter's Box offers shuttle service to all Titans home games. It's a great place for friends to gather for the game and after the game. So check out the Batter's Box Bar and Grill, and thanks again for sponsoring the show. From the family grocery hauler to fire-breathing racing engines, the one name you need to know is USA Motor and Machine, located at 51 Cleveland Avenue in Nashville, Tennessee. Give them a call at 615-726-3725 or at usamotorandmachine.com.
All right, welcome to Emerging Artists. I'm Greta Gaines, your host, and we have Jenna Longmire in the studio. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
You live in East Nashville, as we were just talking about. What brought you to Nashville originally? Was it music?
Well, music was a big draw as a fan at that time. I wasn't really performing or writing yet, but it was about 10 years ago. Came with an ex-partner, got a great job offer at Vanderbilt, and I'm from this area, so came back this way. So
cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your songwriting. So you've been writing less than 10 years, it sounds like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you put out an album?
No, I would like to do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when we're going to hear a performance later in the show, In My Arms, that might be one of the songs on the new album?
That's right.
All right, so have you been co-writing?
Just a little bit, not much. I'm still kind of doing my own thing with that. I haven't quite figured out the co-writing thing. I know that's big here in Nashville. But,
it is, but it can be tricky.
Yeah.
If you don't need to do it, you know. Who are some of your favorite artists? Who are you inspired by as an artist?
I think the group of Americana artists that really inspire me would be like Lucinda Williams, Gillian Welsh, Patty Griffin, and then I'm also really inspired by older blues and jazz singers like Nina Simone and Laverne Baker and those kind of folks.
Cool.
Yeah, just old,
good influences.
Old bluesy stuff.
For the album that you'll be working on, are you hoping it'll all be original, or do you also perform cover songs?
The album will be originals, but I love doing covers too.
So you do them live. So you have a performance coming up on January 13th, right?
That's right.
And that'll be at Madonna's in East Nashville.
Yes.
And will we hear some covers at that show, or all originals?
It'll be all, it's a writer's night, so it'll be a set of original songs, yes.
Very fun. Tell us about your other career as an energy worker and a healer and therapy, and how does that work with what you do in music?
Well, I think the common ground for me there is just writing emotions, with people, and I write from that place. I write from more of an emotional place, as opposed to a lot of storyteller type writers. I'm just kind of coming at it from that angle. So there is that common thread with both of those. So I get inspired by truth and people telling their truth and being vulnerable and real, and so I feel like that's where the writing comes in for me.
How long have you been practicing energy work?
Oh gosh, I started studying that in '98, and just kind of been trying to learn all I can since then.
Yeah. And how do you get your clients, and how do people find you?
Well, it took me about 5 years to kind of build a private practice, so I focused on that when I first came here, and then once I kind of got settled in, it was just word of mouth and having a website and that kind of thing. And then once I got kind of established with that, that's when I really wanted to get into the music part.
Yeah, you had your day job locked down.
Kind of had that going on, yeah.
Live the dream.
Right.
What is the website for you folks at home? Because I'm fascinated by what you do as an energy worker.
Just for my practice,
yeah.
It's just jenniferlongmire.com.
Okay.
My full name, yeah.
All right, and is there a name for the kind of therapy that you practice?
I call it integrative therapy because it's integrative, and that can mean a lot of different things, but that to me means holistic, so bringing in mind, body, and spirituality into the therapy.
Right. Okay. So do most people come to you with like a particular problem?
Yes. A lot of relationship issues, or just people feeling kind of stuck in their life somehow, and then just a lot of things that I see a lot are depression and anxiety and trauma.
Yeah.
People trying to heal from those things. So
wow, it must be intense.
It can be kind of heavy sometimes, but it's very inspiring too, and very rewarding.
Yeah,
so.
I can imagine. Do you put your hands right on people? Do you? It's like.
Yep. I mean, I don't do that with everybody. I mean, it's still kind of not quite mainstream yet. So most of what I do is talk therapy and counseling, but I do light touch on the body, and so it's on a massage table, fully clothed, and people. Don't know how it works, but it works.
It does work. No, that's what I hear all the time. So you have been playing classically and acoustically since you were 20 years old. What have been some of the highlights of your career so far?
Well, let's see. I'm kind of easy to please, so I'd say for me, just the first time I played a show with all my songs with a full band backing me up, to me that was a big deal.
It's a milestone
for someone who hasn't done that all their lives, and doing that later in life, that was pretty awesome. And then I guess another one that isn't about my writing, but it's about the music legacy of my family. My dad and my aunt, their brother and sister, write a lot together, and they had written what they called an Americana opera called Granddaughters, and that was about my grandmother and her sisters growing up, and it was a lot of story songs, and I got to be peripheral part of that band. It's Maggie Longmire is my aunt, and her band's Free Soil Farm, and I got to be a part of like a big production of that whole CD that they did, and so that was just kind of fun from that historic family perspective. And
it's a family
very
affair.
Inspiring.
That's so cool. You have it in your blood.
Yeah. And that was she's in Knoxville, so that show was there, and that was in 2010. But and then something else that's been fun, just totally different too. Lately, I've been doing these kind of multimedia arts shows where we'll have an art. This is a group of us that all do different kinds of art, music or visual art or poetry, and so we've been doing these art openings, different places, and then we'll do like an hour of music with all different. We might do covers, might do some originals, but it's like around a theme for the opening.
Like a cooperative, like you have you done it at Billups in East Nashville? Where are the venues for this?
Body and Balance has been where we've done a couple of them. That's in. I think that's the main place we've been doing them. Is Body and Balance.
That must be very inspiring.
That's fun, and it's just like a whole different thing of just coming together like a community event. And a lot of us are also therapists. It's just kind of odd. We just kind of all form this little group that does.
Are you good about getting therapy on yourself? Because I meet a lot of doctors and therapists and stuff, and it's kind of like the cobbler's son has no shoes.
Oh yeah, I have to have lots of therapy.
Okay, good.
I have to be in the other seat, or it's no fair.
Right. And spread the love around.
That's right.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for being here. I can't wait to hear you guys. You've got another performer here with you today, another musician.
Yes.
And it looks like you have an interesting setup. You're going to have keyboards and cello.
That's right.
It's going to be beautiful.
Yes.
Can't wait to hear it. The song is called In My Arms, right?
Yes.
And if we want to check you out online, we can go to Reverb Nation or MySpace and hear your music. And then we're going to look for the first full-length LP.
Yes.
Due out sometime.
Yes.
Awesome.
That would be great.
Well, thanks for being here. Jenna Longmire's been in the studio here on Emerging Artists at Talkapolis. Stick around because we're going to have a live performance coming right up. Microcasting for your city, Talkapolis.